How's it going, everyone? Mad Spartan here, and today I'm bringing you another Contest of Champions video. It's the first war of season 44. I'm going to be versing the Alliance Dark Devils. Haven't heard of them, but to be fair, I'm not very well educated on this game, like all the top alliances, so they could very well be known, and I don't know them. You see here, I'm just kind of seeing the map. I will be taking that Doom and that Hazard Shift man thing. We do have a Photon boss. As much as I'd want to take it, I can't because it did not go well. I ascended Titania, but they banned her this war, so I had to go in with my Sandman. First fight is a Longshot. Now, if anyone plays this game like at a sort of competitive level, you would know that Longshot is a absolute nightmare on this node. I mean, you need a global attacker to attack him to begin with, but even with one, like, it gets a little messy. So you see here, I do start the fight off. I boost like kind of medium boost because I didn't want to take my whole path in one shot. So you see here, start off with a nice little intercept, and then you see here, I realized, like, holy hell, because he's got his Awakening at Sig 200, gives him a 60% chance to nullify all buffs. And because of how Dexterity is now, he literally has a 60% chance to nullify Dex before it comes out, and then a 60% chance to nullify it after you use it. So if he doesn't catch it the first time, there's a good chance he'll catch it the second time. And then in that case, you're basically just stuck in the corner with him unstoppable. So you see here, renewed. So as here, I'm literally freaking out. I'm like, there's no way the first war of the season with the first fight of the season is going to literally kill me. So I waited for his stun to run out and his unstoppable. And I immediately threw the SP2 until, like, right after I saw any type of animation on him. You could call it a little bit of luck. I have played the game a long time, so it was just kind of easy to recognize. And you see here, we're going to do our little rooted heavy attacks. And we're pretty much, what I'm thinking here, because I don't want what happened before to happen again, I throw another SP2 even when I'm not unstable, just because I want to keep putting as many decelerates as possible. And I think also the global puts us slow. So as you can see here, we pretty much have the fight completely under control. You're going to see I'm going to throw an SP1 that puts me in unstable because I have plenty of decelerates to kill him before the game ends. So you see here, I'm probably going to wait for him to throw a heavy. I don't know why I waited, but I guess maybe I just want to wait for a special. And then see here, and now with that rooted, that's pretty much going to be the end of it. And as you can see, that was a very nerve-wracking fight. I was not happy about that at all. I got nervous there, and I usually take all these fights with Titania, and they put all these crazy fights that I didn't know what to do. And you see here, there is an Atuma. Now, I usually take that with Titania, especially with her Ascended. It would be a cakewalk. But I had to figure out something else because I kind of needed someone for the Domino and EMP, you guys will see later. So I was kind of practicing a little bit to see who would be the best case and could also take it. And the first one that came to mind was Doom. I was a little nervous about it because I was afraid that he might shrug off the passive stun before I land the heavy and then he'll just, like, slap me. And I tested it maybe like 4 or 5 times, and I realized that it does work. So if you ever need to take an Atuma, you can definitely use Doom because he doesn't shrug it off, which probably means Doom works too. The only thing that I'm a little confused about, which I have to do a little bit more research on, as you can see when I hit him, I actually get rid of a lot of his hydration. I don't understand how that happens. If I understood how it happened, I might be able to do it with Titania, and it'd be even easier to fight him. But as of right now, you know, I just took it slow, do the heavy into the SP2, and then just like that, he's dead. It would have been a very different fight if he shrugged off the heavy stun, but it worked out, so I'm happy about that. Next up, we have a Wiccan, which in my head I was like, this is going to be easy. The only thing I'm nervous about is the incinerates, but I know that with the global, if you have 3 debuffs, which he always does, you take no damage from damage over time. So I was definitely going to, you know, basically test that out this war. I didn't get too much practice with Sandman. I basically, like, ranked him up like the last preseason war. I used him like 1 time. And as you can see, I'm taking it slow. I don't want him to get that SP2, so I'm trying to bait the SP1 while trying not to Dex to get the Incinerate. And then that's when I realized, oh wait, he takes no damage, so it doesn't even matter. I was a little slow on the punish there, so he did hit me a little bit, which I was getting a little frustrated because what happened was after the Longshot fight, I just wanted to end the war. I'm not going to lie. First war back, that first fight was pretty scary, so I literally paid 120 units for 2 full war energy refills, and I completed my entire road in one shot. The time of me voiceovering this is a little bit later. I think we're losing right now 9-2, and they still have like a little bit of the map to clear, like a decent amount of the map. So there is a good chance that we'd win. But as of right now, I got this all done within like the same hour with pretty much the same boosts. And you see here, we pretty much just slapping him in the face now. And bait this SP1, and we should be good to go. You see all those petrifying, that max despair is killing them. So just like that, we slammed them, and we had a willpower regen back to 100, which was nice. And then now, as literally every war, I think since I've recorded, I've had an EMP Domino. But with this one, I'm going to use iDoom. I would have liked to use Titania, but they banned her, Spidey, 2099, and Silk, I believe. So there really wasn't many options with a couple of the defenders, like the Scarlet Witch, Sigil, and stuff was a tough one. So with this, it's pretty simple. The only thing that I'm always afraid of, which is part of the reason why I did use a regen boost, was I'm afraid that when I throw the heavy, it won't come out. Like, it'll be some type of critical failure thing where I don't take the shock and stun her. So I was always wary of that. I should have popped an invul if I really was that nervous. But instead, what I did was I popped a regen to negate some of the critical failure. Hold on, let me just take a drink because I am starving. I'm not starving, thirsty. Oh my god. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. Just taking your time with it. I'm basically taking little to no damage from critical failure. She was only a 455. The defenders were kind of on the weak side. Like, I think even the Photon boss might have been rank. I don't know how I got that regen. But I think even the Photon boss might have been rank 4. But I could be wrong about that. But as you can see here, it's pretty simple. I'm probably just going to get right to an SP3 because I didn't want to risk anything throwing the SP2 while she was lucky. I did end up throwing the SP3 while she was lucky, but it's whatever. Who cares? But as you can see, it's so 1%. I'm hoping the shock kills her because I don't want to deal with this fight anymore. And it does. So now I was very happy that I cleared my path. Now next up, we do have an iDoom. It's aggressive regen. Not aggressive regen. It's the Burden of Might with energy resistance, which with Venompool means nothing. He's immune to power drain from specifically techs. And of course, he doesn't do any energy damage. I did, like, right before this war, get a 6-star Venom relic, which is huge. I know it's supposed to go on Venom, but I'm not going to lie. I love Venompool. I like him a lot, like a million times better than Venom. I actually just pulled Venom 7-star, and I haven't even ranked him up yet. I keep using Venompool. I've used Venompool for, like, literally everything. So what I do is, I pretty much I slap that thing right on him, because it's so amazing. Like, some of the relic... the runes, like, literally tailor-made for Venompool or Venom, so you can literally go either way with it. And what I'm going for, because it does increase bleed potency and I think duration. So you see here, I do a little, like, extended combo, but the big goal here is to use the SP1 to nullify a couple of armors. Staying at 100% health is obviously ideal, but it also it makes my cooking meter go up, I think, by 75 when you nullify an armor. So it's definitely a lot, and especially with the rune, I think I maxed it out. It decreases the timer for cooking meter, I think, by 10%, which is actually pretty huge if you use him and understand how he works. So you see here, what I'm going for is, because it's power gain, I think you get like negative like 80% power to SP2 or something. So I'm never going to get that SP3. So what I'm going for is to kind of get him down a little bit. I'm going to hit the Venom Relic and then hit him with a heavy to get like a Vicious, which increases the potency of damage over times by, I believe, 100%. And the duration of that buff is increased for every blender buff you have. So you see here, like, literally the damage over time was like a little bit more than the regen. And you see here, I'm so juiced up that it actually, I actually was able to kill him through the regen, so that was huge. And the last war, hold on, the last fight of the war is a Man-Thing. They did put him on shock and bleed hazard shift, which Sandman is immune to shock and bleed. But I guess they assume because you're using Man-Thing, you would also need a poison immune. And fun fact, Sandman is poison immune too. So he's literally immune to all three of them. I don't know why they put him there. But another easy fight. There's nothing really to it. You're going to have all those withers and those petrifies. So Conflictor is basically going to go away soon. You just kind of have to build up to the SP1. There's literally nothing to worry about with debuffs. You're immune to both forms of hazard shift, and if he does nullify a pus pimple, it doesn't really do too much for you. Now you see here we do throw the SP1, burst damage. We're going to try to bait out this SP1, and then I'm just going to hold heavy to hit him. And basically just keep doing that. I don't know if I throw another SP1, I might go to SP2. I'm not entirely sure. I definitely don't do SP3 because I just think it takes too long, so I just kind of go for the quick kill. The SP2 does give insane amount of debuffs. Even when you're not unstable, it's huge. So you see here, I'm pretty much taking my time. I'm willpower regenning off of basically everything, so like it doesn't even matter. And with how many hits the SP2 is, I think it's 12 hits total, but I could be wrong about that. But you can pretty much throw it in any amount, and you pretty much get unstable from it as long as you have like a little bit under or maybe over half to it. So it's actually a pretty safe super. You see here he's getting that regen, but with the amount of despair, I have 3 out of 3 on despair, so the amount of debuffs on him is pretty much negating it completely. And you see here, I don't want to do the SP3, so I do the SP2 again, which puts me again in unstable. And you see with all these debuffs, I'm pretty much just going to nuke him down. You see 20k burst and a 26k burst. So it was pretty good. It's pretty much Sandman's debut war. Haven't used him in anything else. I think like I said, I practiced him one time for an off-season war and didn't really do too much because I used Titania for all of it, which was a stupid decision on my end. But as you can see, he's doing great. I definitely plan to rank 5 him, so he's good for this season. I'm hoping they don't ban him, but yeah, it's another season 44. Hopefully we get a win. As you guys can see, I'm still doing amazing. So I appreciate the people who watch my videos. Statistically, every time I post a Contest of Champions War video, I gain 1 subscriber. So I appreciate everyone who finds this channel and watches what I do. You know, you guys can text me in the game if you have any questions, or on the YouTube channel. It doesn't really matter. I do play a lot of other stuff than just Contest. As you can see, I do Street Fighter a lot. I'll pretty much play anything. But yeah, if you guys are here for Contest, I'm going to still be posting that. But if you would like to branch off and watch a couple other things, I greatly appreciate that too. Or if you have friends that don't necessarily watch Contest, they watch other stuff. You know, it'd be nice if you send them my way. I appreciate it. I don't know the outcome to this war. Right now it's looking like a loss, but it could turn over at the end. You guys will find out next war when I tell you what happened this war. See, hopefully we started off with a win. If not, you know, we learn from our mistakes and we get better. Hopefully to end the season again in Masters, which would be an amazing thing. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all in the next one.